Good evening, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to closing night of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. And behind me is everybody who made it happen. Yeah. What a gorgeous group behind me. And you know what's crazy about the fact that they're all behind me is it's been 10 days and we've been lean and mean, and for most of the time we have never been in the same room for the past 10 days. And here we are. Luca, Mike, everybody. Oh my goodness. Amazing. Thank you. You know, since I was a little kid, I've always been fascinated with the phrase, "It's always darker before the dawn." When it came to movies, yes, it starts getting darker, and then you watch the film, the projector behind you, and there was a comfort in that. And all throughout COVID, I don't want to get a little kumbaya, but all through COVID, I kept gravitating to that phrase, that it's always darker before the dawn. And yes, the past 2 years have been incredibly difficult. And I know that some of us have dealt with depression and hard times. And what kept me going personally were movies. I always felt that it was always gonna get better, and just hang in there and just keep moving forward. The past 2 years, as I said, we've been living in a state of limbo in which we were thrown into. It felt incredibly intoxicating to have spent the last 10 days in darkened halls talking about movies with all of you. As amazing as the movies were, and it was a banner year thanks to the vitality that Claudia Puy, our new programming director, and Ernie Quiroz and Natalie G brought to the picture. But what I will always remember the most about the 37th edition of SBIFF will be the sound of laughter. The sound of people talking with anticipation before a movie started. Simply the sound of laughter. For the past 2 years, we've lived in a sound of silence. And this past 10 days, we've heard the sounds of being together. And I feel we can proudly say, mission accomplished. The festival did what it had to do to bring us all together. And thanks to UGG and all the sponsors of SBIFF, we cannot take anything for granted from now on. And if anything that COVID has taught us is that do not take anything for granted. Thank you to UGG. Thank you to the board of directors of the film festival. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to this entire staff and the volunteers, and especially to you. Thanks for coming out. I know some of you had different confidence level, and at first were scared, but you will never get anywhere with fear in your mind. You need to move forward with hope and faith and peace. And the film festival has stood with the Ukraine for this past 10 days, but we need to stand with the Ukraine. We need to stand along peace, act, think peace. So film is about bringing all of us together. Since I was a little kid, it's always been the guiding light. It's about being with each other and love one another and treasure one another. And please do that. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm getting too mushy. Please welcome to introduce the opening night film and the rest of the festivities, the new programming director, but she has rocked this whole festival, Claudia Puy. Oh. And I will gladly point out that the two of us are Latinos, and there is no other major film festival in the world that is run by two Latinos. So, Latino power!
Hey. Viva la raza! Hi, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce the director of Dionne Warwick, Don't Make Me Over, Dave Woolley. He'll be here to talk to you about the movie. Here he is. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Oh, you got one, okay.
Good evening. How's everyone?
Oh, thank you.
No. Let me try this again, part 2. I am a director. Good evening. How's everyone?
Wow. That's good.
That's what I'm talking about, because that's what friends are for, right? Well, first of all, I'd like to thank this amazing film festival, the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. To have our film close this festival out really is a dream come true for me. You know, it really has been a labor of love. It took me 5 years to write, produce, and co-direct this film. The genesis came about when Dionne and I were working on her autobiography. I'm the co-author of her best-selling autobiography, so guys, make sure you go out and get it. It's called My Life as I See It. And thank you. And while we were writing the book, you know, we had all of these great anecdotes. She was telling me these stories. I was like, oh my God, this was like 10 years ago. I said, at some point, I have to figure out how to bring this book to the big screen. So, you know, it took a 5-year journey, but, you know, we're here now. On behalf of the over 100 people work on this film, can you give them a round of applause? My co-director, David Halberner, my great editor, Stephen P. Perry. I think what you're about to see is a film that's emblematic of the real Dionne Warwick. Dionne Warwick, as I see it, is a transformational leader. By that, I mean, she doesn't create followers, she creates other leaders. And you'll see, there's a galaxy of stars that are in this film, how she has touched them as well, in addition to the world. Dionne is a national treasure. There have been many, many words over a 60-year career to try and describe this woman. But for me, Dave Woolley, it comes down to one word: genius. Can we give this genius a big round of applause? Sit back, relax. Dionne Warwick, we love you. Thank you, everybody, for having us. May God bless each and every one of you.